Hi everyone, it is Saturday morning, it's about 9:30 and I am getting ready to go to the Cheltenham Races. It's my first ever time at the races. It's basically a rite of passage in the area where I live because we are pretty much the centre of the Cotswolds, and yeah, going to the races is like a very time-honoured tradition amongst the people that I live around. Everyone pretty much goes to the races or keeps up with the races. Ladies' Day, Cheltenham Festival, all that kind of good stuff. Everyone pretty much goes to it and I've never been, so this is going to be my first time and I thought I'd vlog a little bit of it for today, and it's just a one-day thing. I thought it'd be a nice day, hopefully, and it should be some fun. So I'm so confused on whether to do light makeup or go a bit heavier so it lasts all day, but then because I'm wearing, I need to probably clip my hair back, because I'm wearing a scarf that kind of sits quite high up on my face, I really don't want it to be like rubbing off all of my makeup and then I look like a crazy person, because it's like dispersed half of my makeup and not the other half, if you see what I mean. So I don't really know whether to go light or heavy. It's honestly just going to come out what it comes out like at this kind of point, because I'm also like trying to be on time. We are getting a bus so that everyone can have a drink, and the buses, although unreliable, they also can come early, so we need to kind of make sure we're there at the stop waiting so that we're actually going to be there on time, otherwise it'll be a big faff and some annoyed boys. Anyway, what else is I going to update you on? Okay, so I've got my Tala long sleeve top on to have as like an underlayer. I've got like a black skirt. It's actually a dress, but I wear it as a skirt, like I have stuff on kind of, you know what I mean, over the top of it, so it just looks like it's a skirt. So this top is on and then I've got the black skirt, and then over the top of that I've got this nice coat with the attached scarf, which is hence the worry that it's gonna rub off my makeup. We will see. And honestly, if it gets really bad, I'll just have another bev and I'll forget that it happened. So that is pretty much the plan for the day. It's not going to be too hectic, hopefully, like as in queues and all that kind of stuff. I don't really know, but like hopefully not. And then afterwards we're going to go into town and probably have another few drinks, probably grab some dinner and then head home. I don't think it's going to be a super late one, but you honestly never know with my group. It's really like up in the air whether we're like grandmas and go home at very reasonable hours, or whether we're out until the very unreasonable hours. It's really, really up in the air. What's the time?
It's 9:32.
Oh, okay. I'm more on time than I thought. I can rush a little bit less. I'm just going to do like a smoky brown liner with just powder, so that if it smudges out it kind of looks like it did anyway. Not too kind of fussy on how it ends up looking, as long as it like kind of lines my eyes a bit. I will also smoke that out a little bit because it's quite intense. So I will just use the same bronzer brush. And smoke that out a little bit. And then, okay, eyebrows. I think I'm also going to take a hair clip so I can clip my hair up should I need it. I don't really know whether to take an ear muff kind of guard, because my ears get so cold and then I'm like miserable because I'm in pain from my ears being so cold. and it gives me like a headache. So I think I might take my ear guard, like my ear muff thing. And if it ruins the outfit, it does. Like, as long as I'm warm enough, I don't really care how I look too much. But yeah, that's pretty much the plan for the day. So a drink before the races, get there, have a drink and watch some races. I will probably place a £5 bet and that'll be my lot for the day. I'm not interested in betting at all, but I'll probably do it for the novelty of doing it once. And then head back into town, maybe meet some more friends, we'll see who's about. And yeah. Not sure there's much else to tell right now, but I will see you in a quick second when I finish my makeup and I put my outfit on. I'll show you, and then I will see you probably once we're at the race course. Okay guys, here is the fit. Ignore my messy bedroom, but this is it. All of this stuff behind me is stuff I'm packing for my sister so she can take it to Australia. But yeah, this is the fit. So it's like a scarf with a coat, black skirt, and then my boots, just classic boots. And yeah, that is the fit. Otherwise sunglasses will be on head, but I've just cleaned them, so I'm not going to do that just yet. And let's go to the races. We are just waiting for the bus now. Sam's showing me the app that is meant to be for racing, and it looks alright. Apparently it replaces getting paper stuff, so that works. And I feel very cute in my hot outfit. But yeah, just waiting for the bus now. It should be here any minute, and then we will be off to Cheltenham. Thanks for the vlog. And away.
Oh, it's just bad.
There the whole time.
Yours is holding on, he's holding it. He's holding it.
Didn't jump very well.
Transmission's coming!
Oh, he's got it! Oh, he's done it!
I got money back!
Jenny, it was 11.
Okay, so I just won 30 quid on my bet on Java Point. I looked at the sheet, it called to me, I bet on it, accidentally won each way because the man took me for a fool and took my money and ended up winning, going second. So it was nearly going to win, and then the favourite said, you know what, I'm winning actually. So it took it away from my Java Point, but that's okay because I've won 30 quid anyway. It would have been 160, so we've lost a bit of money. But yeah, going to collect my winnings now. So that's my bets covered for the day. We'll see if we win any more.
On the next race now, though.
Well, I'm going to bet one more.
No, you're going to bet. You're going to put money on this one because you won. Reinvest it to make more.
But yeah, so I've won a bet, and that's about it for the day. We had a Chardonnay, and I want to get a little champagne and probably go to the horse enclosure and see them walk around the horses. But that's pretty much all we're up to. Waiting for our other friend to meet us as well. But yeah, see you in a bit.
Face up towards fence number 2, western sector. From look away, Then to the far side, there's the second pace. Western Zenga leading. Good look away between the Brothers two. Sounds Salvador is certainly back onto the leading group now, and that might lose that in. They found a way to take it on air. Two out leading line.
Okay, my other bet did not come in. Oh no, what did he come? Like fifth or something?
No, nowhere.
Oh,
Mine
we
came second.
nowhere. Sam's came second. I bet on Ginny's Destiny with like my other race winnings. Didn't come in. I'm not mad about it. We're sat in, I think it's called like the feed blog or something like that. No, feed room. The feed room. Just getting some food. Megan's had pizza. It's a bit doughy. It's a bit cheesy. Not the most ideal pizza they've ever paid £15 for, but having a gin and lemonade and waiting to try and find our friend because I am the worst friend and have no signal and I can't get hold of her. But yeah, I'm gonna get some food now, either bao buns or loaded fries.
Be a big shark, shine and steel, tempered in the fire, like an old tree.
On the man number 3, wind on.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Sam. It's great. Number 1, Golden Seal, commanded by Paul Geraghty. The PNG partnership, White Happy Green Star, Maroon Sleeves, Green and White Star. Gilligan on board, top weight, King Seal.
This has been one of my favourite weekends in a while. I got to hang out with my favourite people, eat good food, and have so much fun outside the house. If you are just coming across my channel, I own a coaching business and I'm in the building stage of a rebrand, so I spend a lot of time staring at my screens and sacrificing time with the people I love to pursue my goals. The races were such a pleasant surprise for me. I've never been before, so I expected it to be a little stuffy and uninviting, but it was actually a very excitable atmosphere. Everyone was in groups of their friends, talking and dancing in the music area or supporting smaller brands in the shopping village. It was incredible to see the horses up close. I've never really been that close to a horse before, and I couldn't fully comprehend the size. They were so pretty and so strong. I found a new appreciation for a traditional Cotswolds experience, and I'd love to come back at another point next year. This weekend was the perfect chance to connect and exclusively have fun. Rounding it off with a coffee date, 5 guys that really hit the spot, and heading to the cinema to watch Gladiator was the cherry on top.
I will certainly endeavour to try. When most people look at you, they see a beautiful woman. I see a weapon.
Okay, good morning guys. Hopefully you can hear me fine. It is the next morning. I need to sit down and catch you up on everything with my thoughts with Gladiator II, and I still need to make breakfast and everything. This is just like a little continuation because I didn't want to just end yesterday's vlog with like the credits of the cinema. So we're going to go to the shop, pick up some ingredients for shakshuka because I'm craving it so badly that I just don't want to eat anything else. And when my cravings hit this hard, I just have to honour them because nothing else is going to satisfy me, and then I'll feel the need to keep eating because I didn't just eat the thing that I wanted. So we're going to go to the shop, pick up a couple ingredients. I think we need feta because I like feta on my shakshuka. I've got eggs here, I've got onions here. I need to get some seasoning because we've just run out. And what else was it? Tin tomatoes, and I think that was it. Maybe pitta. I have sourdough here, but I don't know if I want to eat it with sourdough or if I want to eat it with pitta. So we'll see if they have any. If they do, I might pick some up. If they don't, I will just stick with sourdough. And maybe some hummus for later, for like snacks for later, because today is a big, big work day. We are really going to be sat in front of a laptop all day. So I thought, also walking. Is that someone at the door? Oh, yes, I'm just posting something through. If I'm just sat at a screen all day, I will feel the need to pick and munch. So rather than that be like a packet of crisps, hummus and maybe some pitta or like some tortilla chips is a bit nicer. So we're going to do that. And then I will come back, cook and update you on my thoughts probably after I eat because I get hungry very, very quickly. And I also want to just get some extra steps in today. So like going to the shop to buy stuff for breakfast is a few extra steps. So we will be doing that. I'm very excited to talk to you about Gladiator because I have a lot of thoughts and I feel like my opinion on it is going to be quite different to other people's, simply because there's just some things that, didn't sit well with me in the film that I feel like maybe might have bypassed other people's thought processes just because my brain works weirdly. Anyway, that is a quick synopsis of my thoughts are going to be different, and let's go to the shop and make some shakshuka. Okay, full pan. We got pitta bread. You can't see me, but that's fine. I'm not looking the most attractive today. We've got feta. We've got peppers. We've got some paprika because we ran out. We've got some garlic granules because we ran out. Tin tomatoes. And some hummus. So I'm going to be so real right now. I'm probably going to snack on hummus and pitta whilst I make breakfast because I'm ravenous. Who said the snacks have to wait? Not me. But yeah, I'm going to chef this up in a pan. Probably eat it straight out of the pan stood here because I could probably collapse. I'm that hungry. You know when you just wake up and you're like, I actually have to eat the world right now? As a woman, I feel like you will understand that. If I don't eat the world right now, I'm simply going to fall down and just lie there. So yeah, gonna cook this up now, eat, and then get started on my work for the day. We're already quite far into the morning. There's no like, oh, I have to finish work by this time. I can go until 10 p.m. if I wish. So that's okay. We have an unlimited day kind of day. Today and tomorrow because I'm not working an evening shift tomorrow, so that's all good for me. Let's make breakfast. made shakshuka. We're a little bit steamy. It smells so good. I'm very proud of myself. We're gonna do the first bite together. Let's see if these eggs live up. Oh, this is the rest of the pita that I didn't eat, and then a slice of sourdough. Oh, the egg is perfect. Look at that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's probably gonna burn my mouth, so I'm gonna blow it. I did good. I did really good. It might be one of the best shakshukas I've ever made. Love this for me. Okay, so thoughts on Gladiators. I was underwhelmed. Well, Gladiator II, I think it's called. Gladiator II, yeah. So the sequel to the first, which was out in like 2000 or something. And this one has Paul Mescal and Denzel Washington and some other people that you'll definitely recognise from other shows and movies. So I can't go into too much detail so I don't spoil things, but I felt like the first half of the movie, we were set up to feel the emotions, connect with the character, Paul Mescal's character, and like create this attachment to this like cause and to this version of revenge and to this like character arc of Paul Mescal's character from the start. So from the start to about halfway through, maybe a bit more, we'd been set up to feel all the emotions of this one character. And then the like big face-off scene happens where what we think is building up to is happening, and all of a sudden the main thing that we've been like feeling, trying to like avenge, being really angry and upset for this character about, the main thing we've been feeling up until this point is like completely abandoned and completely dropped in my perspective. I don't know if I've just not picked up a reference somewhere, like felt like I was too connected to this one part of the story and like I was missing the point of another. I don't really know what it was, but it just felt like we got to this pivotal moment where we had the face-off between these two characters, and it was just like the reason we'd got here was entirely abandoned, entirely forgotten. So everything we cared about with the last hour of the story was just like, oh well, like that's over now, let's go on to this next thing that we haven't really been building up. It's kind of like blindsided, even though like it's been dripped and drabbed and like mentioned a little bit, we just like completely flipped the switch on what we cared about previously for the last hour of this movie. We're like, oh, okay, on to the next thing. And then we spend the next hour of the movie, or like next 45 minutes of this movie, like completely pursuing a different agenda. What it felt like to me. So I was just like really underwhelmed and quite confused, and I had a lot of questions throughout the film of like, how did we get here? Like, we've got new emperors. How did they become emperor? Like, we've got like the Senate and things. So if you didn't watch the first Gladiator, it's essentially Marcus Aurelius and the succession of Marcus Aurelius and how and who is Caesar and what happens as a result of Marcus Aurelius passing. And like Maximus becomes a gladiator essentially, and you like watch how he becomes a gladiator. And in this one, of course, Paul Mescal ends up being a gladiator, hence why it's called Gladiator II. And we see these like big fight scenes and things like that. But it really just felt like a story of two halves. And even in those two halves of the story, we were missing vital information. Like, We didn't really see how Paul Mescal got to where he was pre being a gladiator. Like his whole backstory was just like really shifty and choppy, and like we didn't really understand or like have any context for how he was in the situation he was in, other than the exact like, oh, this led to this, which meant he became a gladiator. That like small section from being who he was before to being a gladiator, we got that portion, but pre being captured and becoming a gladiator, we didn't really get any of that. And like post gladiator life, we didn't get any of that either. And with the emperors and things, we didn't understand or have any context for how they became emperors after what happened at the end of Gladiator 1. So we were missing that whole chunk of the story. A little bit of context there would have been nice, because I was like questioning, well, how did we get here? And like post movie, there was like no setup for me on how you were supposed to expect the next phase of life post Gladiator 2 for these characters to go. Like, it kind of just cut the movie dead, in my opinion. We didn't have any kind of like firm, this is the succession, or this is how the politics are going to go forward. It was really just like, okay, everyone and their mother is fighting to the death. People are dead, and now we have to just make up the rest of the story in our own heads. And I don't know, for like a historical, obviously fictional thing about the Roman Empire, you'd think it would have like a little bit more phase out in terms of like what the politics coming up are going to be, or what the future is going to look like, with some kind of like setting up of, okay, this person is next in succession, or this person is going to lead politics going forward, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I was just a bit like underwhelmed with the film. It really just felt like a lot of murder and fighting, a lot of violence for the sake of violence. Obviously, in a world of gladiators, that's kind of the case. But there were just huge plot points, I feel like, that were just glossed over and skipped over, and you just were expected as the audience to not think about them and just think about the people like being stabbed and heads cut off. Like, it just felt like it was so entirely focused on the violence and getting across big images of gladiator arena fights, that the actual plot line underlying and upholding the whole story was lost. And parts of it were just patched together and then glossed over with violence, so that they were trying to like make you forget that you had a plot to be following here, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I just wasn't super gripped. It didn't hold me in the story. There were annoying people in the cinema, so like it kept taking me out as well. And yeah, it just didn't hold my interest in the way that I thought it would for this kind of thing, which I'm very much interested in. Like historical retellings and like depictions of like past history and things. I'm really interested in watching things like that. Like movies like this are my jam, in the sense of, I didn't know this before. This kind of historical fiction has given me an extra depth and layer and understanding to what life was like, what it was like for the people on the streets that couldn't afford their own housing, that had to beg on the streets, what it was like for people in gladiator arenas that actually had to do this fighting to the death as a career to please other people in entertainment, what the kind of psyche and mindset was of the people that paid to get to watch people be murdered. Like, the whole thing is just really intriguing. But yeah, I felt like Gladiator 2 kind of let me down in context building, in the actual storytelling. I feel like it was, Sam calls it like lazy plot lines, or like lazy story writing, and I agree with that statement for this film. Sam very much more enjoyed it than I did. He, I think, rated it a 3.5 or a 4-star, so that's pretty high for him. And yeah, I don't know if it was just a me thing, that I didn't really get the point. Maybe the point skipped over my head, but it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It wasn't giving what it was supposed to give in my brain, and the key things missing really let down the rest of the story, where the big speeches, like the rousing stories, the rousing speeches that Paul Mescal was giving, didn't hit as effectively, because I felt like we'd never seen him as a leader. Whereas in Gladiator 1, we'd had like the moments of Maximus giving leadership. He was giving leadership, he was giving direction, he was giving his men have loyalty to him or follow him. And for Paul Mescal's character, they were trying to do these rousing speeches and have people follow him, but the way they created his foundation of leadership was really rocky and like really not detailed. So when he was giving a speech and when he was doing his deliveries of, I'm a leader, listen to me, follow me, men, you're going to die for me and it's going to be great. Like, it just didn't have the same effect because we didn't have that same build up. Even if it was a minute long in the film, the same build up of Paul Mescal leading and showing and demonstrating his leadership and his loyalty and his ability to grab people and have them follow him. It didn't feel like we had any of that. So yeah, I think the film just fell short for me, and it wasn't the best film I've ever watched. It was very nice visually. I liked seeing Paul Mescal built out and topless for a lot of the movie. That was very, very lovely and pleasing to the eye. But the rest of it, I think, yeah, just kind of fell short for me. I'm sure other people would definitely enjoy this film and it'll be like a 10 out of 10 film for them. But it just isn't a 10 out of 10 film for me. And that's okay. But those are my thoughts on the Gladiator. Or, no, Gladiator 2. And I think, honestly, that's why we'll wrap this vlog up, because it's going to be a pretty long one, day one of Vlogmas. I hope you have the most wonderful rest of your day, rest of your evening, whenever you're watching this. I will see you for day 2. We are doing the 12 days of Vlogmas, if you haven't already realised. And yeah, I'm very excited for you to watch the next video. So I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.